Hello, welcome back to Here We Tow. Jules and I are back in the Travel Master and we're continuing our Norfolk trip. We're heading further north up the Norfolk coast and we're going to a campsite called Pinewoods at Wells next to the sea. Now Pinewoods is one I've wanted to go to for a few years. I've seen plenty of people posting on Facebook that have had a really good time. I've seen pictures from the campsite, so I'm thinking, right, this is the one for us, and it's got nice big pitches, and apparently the pitches are basically fully serviced, so you'll get your water, your grey waste and electric on the pitch. So we're going to head there. We're booked in for 3 nights, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we're already saying we may stay longer, so we'll wait and see. So we'll get up there. It's a private site. It is right on the sea. You can walk into the town centre itself at Wells, and it's also at the back of the Holkham Estate. So the plan is to walk into town and also get the e-bikes out and cycle round the Holkham Estate. So we'll see how we get on. Right, Jules and I are going to spin the chairs round. I'm ready to go. Jules isn't. Spin the chairs round and we'll see you as we arrive at Pinewoods in Norfolk. We've arrived at Pinewoods. So Jules and I, we left Cromer and we came on the A149, I believe it is, about a 40-minute drive. And I'd say if you've got a larger width motorhome or an 8-foot wide Caravan, do think carefully about coming on that route. There were 2 pinch points in 2 villages that were incredibly narrow. And I mean, literally, we had probably a couple of inches at each side. I went past a chap on my offside in a Range Rover and I thought he was going to have a couple of kittens by the look on his face, but I just gave him a thumbs up as I crawled through. So yeah, and I think in August, summertime, that road would be incredibly busy. So just bear that in mind. If you're coming from Cromer and you're going to take that A149 up here, just be mindful. But otherwise, we had a drive through Wells itself. That looked really nice. That's where we're heading now, so we'll go have a look at that. And then we arrived, very friendly welcome at Pinewoods. I believe they've got about 121 pitches here on site. They're all the same style and they're all fully serviced. Now we're here on a weekend and I paid £41 a night. I believe midweek it's a little bit cheaper, but this is our pitch. So just to give you an idea, so the pitches are, as far as I know, they are about 10 metres long and they're 3 metres wide. So you can see it's actually got the mesh, although it looks like grass, it's the mesh underneath. So they are all weather pitches. So, and you can see as well, you know how big we are, nearly 8.4 metres, but we're easily on our pitch here. So you would pitch here, nose in, your habitation door, and then this here is where you're going to put your awning or your car if you've got your Caravan as well. And as I say, fully serviced. So at the back of ours, we've got our electric, the freshwater tap, and also the grey waste disposal as well. And loads of space around the motorhome. It's very dog friendly. There are 2 service blocks. Again, we'll have a look at those. Really good size. I've already been and had a look. Very nice. And then dotted around, there's also a couple of motorhome service points for if you can't drop your grey waste on your pitch with a pipe. So there's motorhome service points and bins as well dotted around. There's also an adventure playground as well, and food vans come as well a couple of nights a week as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to venture out of the site. I'll show you the bits as we go. And then we're going to turn right out of the campsite and we're going to walk down into Wells itself, the town. The beach is literally just here to the side of us. We're going to go and have a look at that after we've been into Wells. And then I'll explain a bit more about if you want to go to Holkham Hall and obviously further afield. Now, to walk into Wells, it's about a mile walk, although there is also a little bus that runs up and down that's arranged by the Holkham Estate. So if you've got mobility issues, you can jump on that. Right, I'm going to lock the motorhome and we'll go find out a bit more about the site. So dotted around the site, you'll also find the bins, a freshwater and grey waste disposal separate to your pitch, and really good size motorhome service point. So if you're not wanting to dump your grey waste on the pitch facility, you can come here, especially if you've got to, say, empty your fresh tanks as well. So really good size. And then on site, there's 2 service blocks. So one at the bottom end where Jules and I are, and then one further up the top end there. And you can see the style of them. They've got this nice wood cladded exterior, men and women's. There's a family room, an accessible room, a laundry, all sorts of bits and pieces in those. And they are new and modern. The showers have got the fixed heads. Then there's sink cubicles and toilet cubicles. Now, Jules and I are going to carry on walking out this way back towards the exit or entrance, depending on which way you're coming. You'll also find dotted around the site boards. On the boards, they tell you which day the food vans are going to be here, and also about the cafe, because there is a beach cafe, which we will also see, and you get 10% off pizzas there as well. So we're going to see all of these things together. We will wander out up to the reception. I'll show you that, and then we're going to go see the sea and walk into Wells. So this is the reception area. Now, when Jules and I arrived in the motorhome, we came from this direction. We pulled into the left-hand side and went to check in. So behind me there is the reception, and there's also a store on site, and I believe the food wagon comes down this area as well if you're going to get food. It's curry night tonight, but we won't be having that because we've got some lovely healthy food in the motorhome. Devastated. No, we won't get curry, will we, Jules? No, we'll be good. Right, now next you can either walk out the main entrance or up this path here that leads up the side reception, and this is going to take us back up to the road that Jules and I drove in. I'm not sure if it's called Beach Road, I'm not entirely sure, but this is the road that we came in. So we drove all the way down here. Now if you continue in that direction, that's the park entrance where people are coming out. If you carry on down there, you're going to get to a cafe, the one I mentioned, and also the RNLI station and the biggest beach you've ever seen. If you walk this way, we're going to go into Wells town centre. Now, don't go wandering down the road, it's quite busy. You just need to cross the road and head up this ramp. I'll let Jules take you up there first of all. Now, this is a spectacular view once we get to the top here. From here, we're going to turn right and walk into the town. You can carry on left as well to go down to that beach cafe and the big Holkham Beach, which is fabulous. Now this, as I say, is quite a view. So we'll turn us round. Now at the moment, the tide is pretty much in, so there's plenty of boats out and about, little sailing boats, and a couple of obviously fishing boats and leisure boats and what have you. So it's a beautiful place just to come and stop and have a look at the scenery. We're going to walk this way into town, and then we'll head that way and take a look at the beach. So what I'll do, I'll next see you when Jules and I...
The little animal.
Oh yeah, well remembered, Jules. So as we walked towards reception, there was a little animal in the woods. I think it's some sort of like micro deer or something. Have a look at this footage and you tell me what you think that is in the comments. I can Google it, but I'm not entirely sure. So let me know if you know what that is. But Jules and I were absolutely fascinated for about 5 minutes. Absolutely lovely. So we'll next see you up in Wells. A nice walk along the front there, and we've arrived here at the quay, the harbour office. We've branch left into this area just so you can come here and obviously see the water in. Now when Jules and I drove in, the tide was out, and the horse, the metal horse over there, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, he was actually stood in the sand. So that's how much the water has come in obviously today. So we've wandered in through this way, and next we're going to head up here into Wells town centre. Now there's the main frontage here along this quay and waterway, and then there's a number of shops as you go into the town. There's actually a couple of little bakeries just on the front here, and a fish and chip shop called French's, which, having checked, is actually the best one apparently. Obviously if you come to Wells, let me know in the comments so other people can find out your recommendations. Jules and I are going to have just a little trot around. We'll show you some footage as we go, and then we'll walk back down to the site and make our way down to the beach. So let's have a wander around town and then head back down to the beach. And if by magic we're down at the beach end, so we've walked along the path past Pinewoods to our left, and then towards the end of the path you're going to get here. Now over on the left hand side there's a really good sized car park there, so if you are just coming for the day and not stopping here, you can park in there. And as far as I know, I did see some motorhomes in there last night. So also there, if you cut through the top of the car park, the left hand top, well, the top right hand of the corner, if you were in it, that's where you can go on your cycle route or on foot. So you cut through the top right, there's a path there, and that'll take you to Holkham Hall and into the estate, or you can go up through the trees, through the pine wood and onto the beach. There's also the cafe that I mentioned, the beach cafe, that's here as well. So you can test that out. And then if you go this way, straight ahead, this is where the beach actually is. So you're going to go past the lifeboat station. And what Jules and I are going to do is we're just going to pop out down on the beach. Now down here, there's also some beach huts that I'll show you, and you can hire those. I'm not sure if you hire them up here or at Pinewoods itself, because I know on their website it mentions about the beach huts. So I will power on and see you up at the beach. We've come down the ramp and here is the beach. So the beach literally extends, although the tide's in at the moment, but from all round here, and just pans round and carries on all the way to this other side. The beach huts run along the wood line, as you can probably just see on the camera there. So this is the beach, and the beach continues all the way around to Holkham Beach. And as I say, there is a path that you can cut through from the campsite and pop out through the trees. And as you walk along that footpath to Holkham, the Holkham Hall and Holkham Village, you'll find there's also some cafes on the way as well that are part of the estate. This part of the beach, dogs aren't welcome here, unfortunately. So what I advise is you do have a look on the website to check out the dog-friendly areas, because it is a very dog-friendly area. They're literally everywhere. In fact, the cafe, the beach cafe here, has got more dog treats in it than it's got human treats. So incredibly dog-friendly, but just unfortunately not here in this part of the nature reserve. Now, a lot of this, I believe, as far as I'm aware, Holkham Hall and the Holkham Estate does own majority of this land here. There is the nature reserve part, and then these are the sort of touristy parts as well. I'll put links in the description as always, so you can check out the Holkham Estate, Holkham Hall and Pinewoods Caravan site. But yeah, so if you're coming as a family, fantastic beach. Jules and I are going to go back to the cafe, and we're just going to get a quick coffee there and then make our way back to the campsite and have a quiet afternoon, and then we'll make another plan about what we're doing. So we'll see you a bit later on. We've come onto the beach and there's dogs everywhere. So the signs say no dogs, but that doesn't seem to apply. So obviously the dogs can't read the signs and they're just doing their own thing. So I just checked the website. I won't be put off. There's literally dogs everywhere, certainly over that end as well. So yeah, just have a read up yourself and find out what the dog-friendly bits are or not. Just thought I'd add that, because I know it's important, isn't it, when you've got a dog, as to where you can take them. The cafe that Jules and I are going to go to now to get a coffee is very dog friendly. We actually arrived here yesterday and we went and got a coffee yesterday as well, and there's dogs everywhere, so you don't need to worry about that. Right, I'll get a coffee and we'll catch you in a bit. Hello, well, it's day 2 at Pinewoods. So yesterday we left you after going to the beach, went and got a coffee at the beach cafe, came back and had a quiet night. This morning, we've had a little bit of rain, but it's picked up now, so we're going to brave getting out on the e-bikes, and we're going to cycle from the site. There is a path at the top corner, or as I said yesterday, you can go out of the car park down the road. I'm going to follow the trail. It's the number 1 cycle route. It is signposted, and it'll take you to Holkham Village. If you go straight across at the crossroads, you'll carry on then onto the Holkham Estate, and you can do a huge loop round. You can even carry on cycling up towards Hunstanton, or in the opposite direction towards Cromer, the way obviously we've come back up to this site. So up to you. Now, you'll have probably seen our Mark II bikes quite a bit. Well, I've actually upgraded my Mark II, because mine was, well, I'd given it a bit of stick, let's put it like that. So I've got the latest model, which is the new Urban Scrambler, and I've got the slightly smaller frame. It's got the new saddle with the Union Jack on that I like. And then up here, it's changed. I've got a new dial for the, obviously showing me my power levels. And yeah, so I've got a new Mark II to test out. These bikes, they are actually built with parts from, well, basically they're built in Denmark, I believe. So they're a European built company, built bike. But Mark II is a UK company based in Hampshire, and it's Ed who's at Mark II. So yeah, I'm going to give my new bike a right good go. And this is Jules's, if you haven't had a closer look. So he's got the slightly older Scrambler, and you can see his has got the old screen there. Jules has given us a right load of stick. You may remember me telling you he had a really exciting incident in a Ford recently, but yeah, his is mucky. Obviously, I like to look after my stuff, but the reality is if you're going on trails and things, your e-bikes are going to get mucky. So buy them and use them, you know, don't be too precious. Make sure you enjoy them. Right, let's dive on the bikes. I'm going in jeans today. I'm not even dressing up for this. Normally I put my trackies on, but I'm just going to go in jeans. So we'll head off. We're going to try just exiting the campsite in that top corner, and we're going to make our way down to Holkham, and then down to the Holkham Estate, and then loop round and come back. So let's go check it out and see what this cycle trail looks like. Most of it, I believe, is off-road or on a private road, so there shouldn't be too much issues with traffic. Let's saddle up. And we made it back safely. That was brilliant.
A really good ride.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And we got onto the trail just there, and it is fine. You can get out there instead of the car park and follow it round the left. And we went up there, and one of those little deer things that we're not sure what it is, that we asked you if you knew what it was. One of these little ones trotted out.
Came into the track.
And I'm like, Jules, get the camera on, get the camera on. Anyway, I think we missed it. But we carried on round that little trail.
Might have got it. I don't know. I'll have to check the footage.
Yeah, we'll check the footage. But yeah, brilliant. And then we went sort of into where it turns more then into a road, and that's where people can park for Holkham Beach. So you just cycle up there, and then you cross a proper A road, I think it could potentially be, but you just cross that, and then you're onto the Holkham Estate. So if you don't want to cycle on trails where there's cars, this is the route for you. And we went up into Holkham Estate, got to Holkham Hall.
Beautiful.
And we saw loads and loads of deer, didn't we? And a stag ran across.
We were all running across
in front of us. And at that point, I'm like, you better have the camera on for these. Anyway, Jules like, I have. So we'll see what we've got from that. Hopefully right now.
Really good because it was totally by surprise.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to see as many deer as that. And it was a really busy day. To say it's a bit overcast.
They're not.
It's been pretty good.
And the deer aren't concerned about you at all. So yeah, so they all trotted across in front of us. And then we saw Holkham Hall, got there, and then that road just continues round. You can do like a big loop to get back to the site. Again, if you want to find the route, I'll put a link to the Strands website. So it'll be down here. It's STRANS, I think, Strands, or no, Sustrans, SUSTRANS, Sustrans. I'll put a link to it.
We chickened out. It was looking a little bit inclement a bit, so it felt a little bit of rain in the air. So we thought we'd rather come back rather than get soaked.
We wimped out, didn't we? So we're back at base camp. What we're going to do, we're going to just put the bikes away and then we're going to walk back to the beach cafe.
Wander down to the beach cafe, have a coffee.
Yeah,
have a cheeky slice of pizza if they've got it on today.
Yeah. They didn't
Sunday,
have it
though, might not.
Yesterday afternoon. There wasn't any, was there? So we'll see. Anyway, I will put a link in the description to Pinewoods, which is the site we've stopped at. Would you stop here, Jules, again?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
You've really liked it.
I've really enjoyed it, to be fair.
It's very quiet, even when it's been almost full, I'd say, this weekend, and that's over 100 pitches, but it is so quiet. We've slept really well. Last night we were like little loglets, so we slept really well. And there's food vans as well and stuff on site. So yeah,
it's looking a little bit more bare now. A lot of people have departed with it being Sunday.
And it's still silent.
Still busy.
So yeah, we've enjoyed this site. So I'll put a link to Pinewoods.
We've been lucky with the weather.
Had good weather. Well, Wells was okay. We trotted up there yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was okay. And the beach is fabulous. That just goes on forever, and it's proper sand. So that seems great. And the cycle route round Holkham. So yeah, we've enjoyed this one. Our plan now is to have a quiet night, and tomorrow we're heading home, back up to Yorkshire. Got a couple of bits to do, and then the NEC.
This to clean.
We've got the NEC.
I've got this to clean, and I've got them to clean.
We've got the NEC as well, but this will go out after the NEC. So by the time you're watching that'll have been and gone, and we'll be heading probably into the back end of October, start of November. Jules has just stood himself up properly. See, when he talks normally, he squats down a bit, and then when he stands up, he's 6'1" above me.
Can't believe how fast this year's gone though. We're talking about October NEC already.
No, we're looking forward to it, aren't we? Anyway,
really looking forward to it, but it's flown. This year has flown.
Let's get a drink.
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
There we go. So that was our trip to Pinewoods, Wells next to the sea. We've had a really good time, and the big Travel Master. What a bit of kit that is. Oh wow, we've been ruined. We've been absolutely
space you never
ruined.
thought you needed.
Yeah. And
oh yes.
We'll talk about more about that in the actual review of it. But yeah, what a bit of kit. So yeah, right. So as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.